Om Jananim Sharadam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Muhurmuhu. But when one cannot achieve anything through laziness and procrastination, Dirgha Sutritva, going on, pulling on the things, work is given, which can be done within 1 hour. You pulls through 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours. Laziness. Go and sit lazily for meditation because it is daily routine. Do little japa, mind is running somewhere. These things will not happen. People who desire worldly enjoyments say about spiritual progress, well, it will happen in time. It will all happen in time. We shall realize God some time or other. Because your mind is set on the enjoyments of the world. Doesn't matter. As God keeps, I will be there. I cannot do anything more. All this putting self-limitation. I am putting limitation on myself. Neither nature has put, nor God has put. I can achieve anything. I can do anything. I can get rid of sleep. I can sleep minimum. I can go on calling on God. I can do a lot of tapasya. All this positive thinking. Because of our attachments, desire for enjoyment, and laziness, sleepiness, lethargy, all these doesn't matter. I do sit for 15-20 minutes or 1 hour in the morning, 1 hour in the evening. That is enough. We feel no. In and through all activities, I must be constantly thinking of God. Time is going, life is going. In the end, nobody will be there. You can see every house, when the old age comes, they are totally neglected. Because they cannot participate, only their desires alone will be persisting. Oh, they are not giving me food, they are all eating things. They are not giving because it doesn't suit. It creates greater harm. And these people, when they say, old people, nobody loves me here. What did you do whole of your life? At this age, you must have been able to give love to all, not sit and expect love from others. Whole life you should have earned what you have to earn. You should have transcended all limitations. Let the body be rotting. You must have known yourself independent of body. You did not do. Now, with expectation in this one, you are sitting. So this, one day the story is going to end. All are going to go away from you. As now everything is all right, you are able to earn, you are able to learn, you are able to do, all want you. The day you cannot work and you cannot go to the bathroom also, a day comes. Somebody has to take care. Then you will see nobody is there to take care of you. Nobody is there to guide you. Nobody. All live and go. This you can see in your own houses how the old people are treated. One thing, they become retirement. Retirement is considering a person incapable or unfit for work. From there begins the rejection. The society is rejecting you. Is treating as ayogya for these things. He cannot work. He is retired. How it comes, you see. So this is the still in 60s, 70s, they'll be with aspiring for the worldly prospects. That is the time. Retirement means the rest of the life you have to give to God. Sit calmly, lovingly. They fall behind their children. Do this, don't do that. Go this way. When child is small, you have to tell everything and prepare them. Once they stand on their leg, we should never interfere. They know the rest. Whatever you have to teach, you have to teach in young age. And once they stand, withdraw and spend your life for higher concerns. So this they don't do. So when time is there, when everything is going on throughout the life, go on calling. When all reject and leave, there is God with you, tremendous inner strength, and you start giving love and peace to all others. You will be radiating peace. You will be showing to others, future generation, how to spend old age, how to call on God, how to depend on God. You see, Vanaprastha people in those days, including kings, even Mahabharata, Dhritarashtra, Gandhari, Kunti, all this, leaving everything. They cannot carry also Vanaprastha means. After 72, after 60s, a person is supposed to hand over all things to their children and start moving towards the total dependence on nature. Whatever nature provides, on that they have to. Means how much of training. The first phase of life is called brahmacharya. In brahmacharya period, students, that is studenthood, student period. Almost 20 years he lives with Guru. Around 25, 26, he enters into grahastha ashrama. This student life is a preparation for married life. How to live unattached, how to sacrifice for the welfare of others. It's a great sacrifice, entering into bondage and sacrifice. And during the grahastha ashrama is to prepare for the vanaprastha. One day I have to leave everything and go. I have to give everything to children and empty-handed. How much of dependence on nature, on God, how to keep maintaining the bodily condition in active state. All this is a grahastha ashrama is a preparation from the vanaprastha. When everything ends, youth has declined to the almost imperceptible level, old age come. More and more dependence on God, more and more dependence on nature. He leaves everything, just walks off without any possession. Lives in a nearby area in a forest. And children and new generation go there to listen to them, their experiences of life, to get knowledge from them. They depend upon whatever nature provides. That Vanaprastha period is a preparation for sannyasa. They renounce everything in the name of God. Last, God alone. So the whole thing is a brahmacharya, garihastya, vanaprastha and sannyasa are the 4 stages of life. How much? These are the things which we miss now. Last days, till last days they'll be fighting and struggling in the world, uncared for. But one cannot achieve well It will happen in time. This should not be there. Active, get up in the morning, when all are still sleeping, get up, run, wash yourself, sit for meditation. Before people get up, you have finished already all your spiritual practices and keeping the Lord in the heart, japa going on in the mind, you enter the field of work. How beautiful preparation, how beautiful life it is, life of purity and divinity. We shall realize God sometime or other. No. Now and here, when still I am alive in this body, I have to realize God. I said to Keshav Sen, when father sees that his son has become restless for his inheritance, he gives him his share of property even 3 years before the legal time. A mother keeps on cooking while the baby in the bed is sucking its toy. But when it throws the toys away and cries for her, she puts down the rice pot and takes the baby in her arms and nurses it. I said all this to Keshav. How the longing, how we should run for realization of God. How the child becomes restless and he wants the property to be shared. Father shares it. He is not yet come to the maturity, legal maturity. Now it is 18 years. Before 18 years he cannot get the legal rights to own anything. Guardian will be owning on his behalf. It can be in his name, but it is operated by the guardian or parents. So he will share. He is 15 years. 18 years he has to get. 3 years before itself, he is weeping day and night. How the children ask for school-going children. They want bicycle, they want motorcycle. Father gives it off. We saw recently a boy, college boy, forcing parents that he wants a motorcycle. They postpone, they tell him so many things. He doesn't accept, weeping, shouting, and finally they buy a vehicle for him. Actually, parents are not capable of buying a vehicle, still they buy. Take loan and buy. And the very day he is coming back with the vehicle, he meets with the accident. He knows the driving, has learned from his friends' vehicles. And he is driving, he goes in, the vehicle is there, youth is there, new vehicle. He tries to overtake a bus from the opposite side, another vehicle will be coming. He has no place to go. And spot death. So, like that, sharing. Parents are forced to give. Mobile now. School children demand for mobile, cell phone. Because they have become addicts to that. They cannot live. How they give, you see, parents. They are not supposed to give to children. There is no purpose or thing to be. The children get that. Almost all houses, all children, when they become grown up, at least college level, school level, they need. These primary children also, the parents freely give because they demand. They weep, they shout. All right, let him, you see it, what is there. Like that. How they become restless, how they demand, how they force their parents to get what they want. So like that, you must be up and doing with God. I want your vision. You give me, reveal yourself to me. You are revealed to so many saints, so many enlightened persons. Why not me? Similarly, child is playing, mother is doing her own work. When child play ends, it starts weeping. Mother runs to lift that child. He gives the what is longing and how God responds to the longing. It is said that in Kali Yuga, if a man can weep for God one day and one night, he sees Him. Means how much of longing must be there to weep day and night for God. That kind of weeping is possible, and when that kind of weeping comes, that is restless for God's vision. That kind of is unaware, usually they will be unaware of the bodily existence. Otherwise, such a sustained for 24 hours weeping is not possible. Sometimes we may shed tears at the feet of God in helpless condition out of when we hear some songs which are touching our heart. A few drops may come and next moment it dries off. To constantly long for God and with one thought in the mind, He must give me His vision. No other thoughts, no other alternative. There is no vikalpa. It is nirvikalpa. There is no alternate. Only one thought to retain in mind, longing for God's vision and weeping for 24 hours. Where is body, whether he has taken food or not, whether he is hungry or not, whether legs and the body is paining or nothing is known. One day to fast or one day to keep vigil at night, how much difficult we feel. Feel picked at God and say Him, you have created me. Now you must reveal yourself to me. Whether you live in the world or elsewhere, always fix your mind on God. Just like magnetic needle, in whatever position you keep, it will be always pointing to the north. In compass you can see, it will be moving in all directions. Whatever direction it goes, the compass it will be showing its north always. Like that, the mind must be always pointing towards the divine. The mind soaked in worldliness may be compared to wet matchstick. You won't get a spark, however much you may rub it. Ekalavya placed the clay image of Drona, his teacher, in front of him and thus learnt archery. An image of Dronacharya he keeps as his guru and learns the whole archery which he had given lovingly to Arjuna. Every bit what Arjuna knows, he knows, and much more which Drona could not give to Arjuna. That also he will possess. Go forward. The woodcutter, following the instruction of holy man, went forward and found in the forest sandalwood and mines of silver. There is a story. A woodcutter was living in a village. Every day he has to go cut some wood and sell it in the market. Sometimes people are there to buy, because every house, if he can go and pick up some wood in the forest, those are the days everywhere there is forest. Others also can go and pick and come. A few will be there who won't be able to go, and they will buy from him. He carries that wood on his head here and there, sits in certain corners and tries to sell it. Somehow his life was going, as woodcutter, and then slowly old age comes. He is finding it difficult. A brahmachari going in the, he looks at him, sitting with tired limbs and doing some. Then the brahmachari says, go ahead, go ahead. Don't pick up wood from nearby, go ahead into the forest. He is coming, and then he goes away, telling him, he's a brahmachari, he might have told with some intention, there may be some good wood, big wood or dry wood, let me go and see. He goes and sees there are sandalwood trees. So one piece of wood, he can earn a ton worth ordinary wood. He starts cutting those and bringing and selling. He makes lot of money. With little efforts he can earn more money. After some time he thinks, the brahmachari asked me to go forward. He never said, after some time you stop. He goes and sees there is gold mine. Then he goes on bringing the gold and selling to people. Becomes very rich person, and suddenly thinks, oh, the brahmachari asked me to go forward. He goes and sees there will be diamonds and so many things, so many varieties of gems. So that to that story Sri Ramakrishna is referring. Go forward. The woodcutter, following the instruction of the holy man, went forward and found in the forest sandalwood and mines of silver and gold. And going still further, he found diamonds and precious stones. Spiritual world, spiritual life, you enter into higher and higher levels of consciousness where you get more freedom, more joy, more peace, to the extent it ultimately you land in the ocean of peace, bliss and love. So go forward, go forward. You may get a small vision of God or something like that. You may get a few days of peaceful days. No, that is not the end. Go forward, go forward. The ignorant are like people living in house with clay walls. There is very little light inside. They cannot see outside at all. But those who enter the world after attaining knowledge of God are like people living in a house made up of glass. For them, inside and outside are light. They can see things outside as well as inside. The people who are in the world, worldly people, is like small houses with small windows, living in the clay because the fear of falling off, it will not sustain. And walls are made thick and small windows because the rains and all, the walls made of clay slowly crumbles down and falls off. Rainy season, in our Balmane, which Mataji had purchased the house, it was mud house. In rainy season you can put finger in the wall, it will come out from the other side. Whole thing becomes wet. Ground become wet. We used to, when we went first, we used to spread plastic and sit on that. That house, Mataji made it again. The roof was kept as it is, and then whole wall was dropped and built with bricks again. So, that house, small holes, you cannot see objects properly. And then all the inner things that have put bamboo and all will be eaten away by the dimak, white ants. just like seed converts soil into wood, white ants convert wood into soil. You can see it is only soil is there after a few days. The wood has gone away. It eats and finishes off. So in these houses, you can't see outside, nor you can see inside also because of darkness. Every object you have to search. Ants moving you can never find. When glass windows come on walls, you can see outside as well as inside. When knowledge comes, devotion comes, divinity manifests, you will see inside also there is light, the outside also. There is peace everywhere, there is harmony, perfect harmony. There is no conflict, there is no problem. If you have jnana, there is no problem anywhere. We are in ignorance. So comes the fightings, here, this, restlessness, all stress and strain of life. If jnana is there, nothing is there. If love of God is there, nothing is there. All these problems end with love of God. So, ignorant people, there is very lightly inside and they cannot see outside at all. But those who enter the world after attaining knowledge are like people living in a house made up of glass. You see Thakur's time also, such houses were there, made up of glass. The Britishers are ruling and in those days. For them, both inside and outside are light. Inside and outside. When the inside refers to within yourself, outside refers to your involvement in the world, working in the world. The other way is your spiritual existence and bodily existence. The two existences are there. We don't know our spiritual existence. Bodily existence, it is in darkness. I don't know why I am here, who brought me here, how I am going to be here, I don't know. That ignorance. There is darkness outside, there is darkness inside. They can see inside as well as outside. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.